Okay, we got a game here. This is the start of another
Game started.
FIDE or USCF rated Blitz tournament. Game control is 3 minutes with 2-second increment. Maybe I'll play the Scotch Gambit here if I get a chance. No, a Philidor defense. Okay. So yeah, USCF rated online Blitz tournament. Oh, that's a rare move. I have seen that before. It's kind of weird though, isn't it? But I think there's no immediate way to destroy black, just because they opened up that diagonal. Although it can't be good in the long run. Here, let's take a pawn. See how he takes back. Yeah, he takes back. So he's not afraid of opening up his king side. So okay, let's develop some pieces. I mean, you have to wonder about knight takes. Knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, queen h5 check. And he just blocks with the pawn. You have another check here, and pick up the rook. That would work. So knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, queen here check, and the king moves. Okay, the knight there stops me from doing that trick. Okay. Well, let's just pin the knight. Okay, so I have to watch the time. It's 3 minutes with 2-second increment. Is very fast time control. Faster than I'm usually used to playing. And white or black seems to be playing very slowly. I'm just going to castle here and maybe move the knight out of the way and start throwing my f pawn forward. Play some quick moves here. I think this part is pretty simple. Aha, so he went for this attack on the bishop. So if I just take the knight, that defends the bishop. But he can kick the knight. So maybe there's a trick here. I can take off the bishop. He might have been calculating some line like I take the bishop and he takes the knight, I take the queen, he takes the queen, that kind of thing. I don't know if that works either. But, well, this is probably... Well, this just won a piece the way I played it. So I should be in good shape here. Just a matter of not losing on time now. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. There were 30 people at the start of the tournament. More people tend to join. I think last time we got up to like 50 people in the tournament. So it's a 7-round tournament. So I have an extra piece. I should probably just take the queen off and centralize my rooks. I could throw in a check. I could also do that check after the exchange. Gonna need to get my rooks out here anyway. Let's see. So this threatens to mate on the back rank here. So this should force some more exchanges. Oh, right, he can block. I was thinking he had to block with the knight, but of course he can block that way. Block with the bishop. Let's see. If I take the pawn, he takes. I take. No, it's defended by his knight. How do I want to do this? Let's put another rook here in the center. Maybe get pressure on the that e-pawn. Okay, so if I just move the knight out of the way. Oh, but he's got that square covered. Okay, puts a pawn there. I want to kind of get more control over the the C5 square. That's what I'm trying to angle. So if he takes here, I can take back with a pawn. I guess if he takes the A pawn, if he takes here, I can take back with the knight. And now I'm threatening the E pawn here. And yeah, let's go ahead and take it and hit his bishop. Okay, so he lined up that way, so I have to be careful and make sure my rook is adequately defended. Let's see, but I want a couple pawns in the meantime, so let's, if I take there, it gives him a passed pawn, so let's take the rook here. You want to not give your opponent any chances, basically. Okay, he takes with the knight. Let's see, I can play my knight here. And I'm taking a look at the H7 square. And he's taking a look at my rook there. So put the rook on E1. Let's see, check there, bishop here, check. Or knight here. Okay, let's not be too slow. Let's just move. It's all good. Okay, let's escape. And okay, he's looking there. I'm going to maneuver my bishop around to take a look at his at his rook. Let's see. So knight takes. I guess he takes with a knight, but then I have this
check.
Check. I almost took the pawn first.
Check.
Then that check, and this should be enough to win. Let's back up here and secure the bishop.
Check.
And let's win a pawn. And okay, let's get a queen. This is the quickest way to win. Oh, he's giving me a hard time.
Check.
Let's see. What's the quickest way to get there? Let's see. He has no moves, so let's not stalemate him. Okay, he's got an escape square now.
Check. Check.
And let's see, he could have taken the knight, huh? Okay, let's get the knight out of the way, and hopefully that's not a stalemate of some kind.
Check. Check. Checkmate.
Okay, my first win. Okay, here we are at the start of round 2. I've got a new game with Andretta.
Game challenge started.
Okay, oh, a strong player. Well, we'll see how it goes. Okay, starts with a English type of opening. Well, I'll play my my famous system against the English with the early d5. He takes. And he attacks it. Let's defend it a little bit more. It's not necessary strictly, is it? But helps guard against some problems. Let's see, how do I want to play this? Just develop the bishop and castle. Okay, so he goes for the open center. Okay, so he's got a bunch of pieces on the knight here. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Yeah, so he's threatening to win there. So I have to retreat here. So he's kind of won the battle of the opening, I think. Let's see, if I block with the bishop, can I snag the pawn here on b7? He's got to move the queen first. Because he's chased me off of He's chased me off of that good square on d5, and he's attacking this pawn here. And when I do this, he's going to play bishop to f5. But I didn't see any other way to play this. But what do I do here? Let's see. Now bishop here, he takes. I take, bishop takes, yeah, that actually loses a whole piece. Okay, let's just castle and go down the exchange here. And a pawn. Let's defend these bishops. The exchange in 2 pawns. Okay, let's see if I can get my pieces out here. Play some chess finally. Okay, I need to unpin that bishop. Let's go here. He's got bishop to b7. I have queen to c7. Can move his knight in. Yeah, moving the knight in is probably good. Let's see. So if I take the knight, if I take the knight, he can take the bishop. Do I have any follow-up after that? Let's see. How about if I move the bishop somewhere? Yeah, I'm just out of good squares. That's amazing. Let's defend the bishop.
Check.
And he damages my pawn structure. Probably a good choice. I mean, with an open board like that, it's really funny that I have no squares for my pieces. Good play by my opponent here. So he's going to force some kind of trade, and then win the bishop here. Incredible. Incredible. Let's see. What can I play? The queen has no moves anywhere here. He just takes it. And then he grabs the bishop. Here. Yeah, it's just nothing. Nothing to play here. Amazing.
Check.
Okay, let's activate my queen. Yeah, I'm down a whole rook and 2 pawns, so certainly a losing advantage, but you know, it's only a 3-minute game, so we might as well play. Otherwise I have nothing to do. He's so clever. Defended his rook, defended the pawn. He's probably going to try and come over here and give some kind of check. Hey, but I won a pawn, so hey. Won another pawn. He's probably going to win my bishop now with some tactic I missed. Rook here check is probably good, right? He's just turtling up, huh? Okay.
Check.
Okay, he's forcing a trade of queens because otherwise I get mated there. And well, let's play on a little bit. Like I said, I could resign at any time, but but it's just a 3-minute game anyway. What's the point? Actually, even rook and bishop against bishop is a draw. Well, let's see how he wins this. Maybe it'll be some instructive technique there. See, I can't go back because he'll take here, so I have to move my bishop somehow.
Check. check, check, check,
Okay, I got his bishop in to attack my king. That's good. Let's see. Let's go over here to defend this pawn.
check,
Let's attack the bishop. Oh, when I attack the bishop, he'll take the pawn anyway. So it looks like he managed to snag a few pawns there. Yeah, it's hard to find a move.
check,
It's just practice moving on the increment. Okay, you got another pawn. Yeah, you can take all the pawns you like. I wonder, maybe I could get stalemated here.
checkmate,
Oh, I got checkmated instead. Okay, well, you know, that was a pretty foregone outcome there anyway. Okay, we got a third round game. Here we go.
incoming challenge, game started,
Freeze 2. Let's try d4 this time. d4, d5. Let's see, a Slav. Okay, knight f3. And in the Slav, I like to play early e3 and defend the pawn. He goes here with this bishop f5 move. Let's challenge that bishop. Ah, he just leaves it there. That's interesting. Okay, so let's keep developing. Now I'm threatening to actually win a pawn there. Okay, so now he takes. Eventually he's going to take. And well, he takes at a moment when it puts my queen in a weird square. So probably a good plan. So I want to play e4, e5 maybe. I can start with e4. Seems like a playable move. Maybe bring my bishop out. Bring a rook to the d file. Rook's on the c file and the d file, or on the d file and the e file. It's not clear which is the correct. Probably d and e here, because I don't know if there's much going on the c file. So let's get this bishop out of the way so I can bring the a rook over to the d file and put the f rook on the e file. And if he wants to snag a bishop there, he can. It's not like any side gets the advantage of the bishop pair, because one pair of bishops has already been traded. And just a knight versus bishop is not a huge difference in many situations. So I'm not worried about that transformation there. Now I'm going to put my rook to d1 here. Let's see, I should start thinking about what he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to do that. Well, rook d1 anyway. Okay, he just gets his queen off the d file. See, when I take, he brings his bishop forward. Can I push on with d5? That's probably the critical move here. Would have been nicer to have gotten my rook to the e file, because then if this opens up, I have pressure on the bishop here. Right now the bishop's defended. So I've got an isolated pawn, but it's actually a passed pawn. This isn't a typical isolated queen's pawn. This is a passed pawn. Might be useful. Okay, so I need to get a knight to... yeah, I can play it right away. I need to get a knight to e4 to put pressure on that bishop and disrupt this battery that he's got going. So at the moment now, I wish I had my rooks on the c file and the d file, right? There's something about that. Yeah, there's always the wrong rook, I think, is how the saying goes. Okay, hopefully I'm defending everything here. So I want rook c1. Yeah, I thought he might do that. I can come forward with the queen, though. I need to keep in touch with the knight here. It's under attack from the rook. Oh, he can play his bishop to here. Bishop to c5. I play pawn to d6. He takes the queen. I take the queen. I didn't go that way. Okay, what's the point here? What is the point? He just wanted to get his bishop away from where it's being attacked. Anyway, yeah, he wants to go there. Okay. Let's push that pawn forward then. Yeah, I don't know if it's getting much further than that. One more step and he can take it. Or he can't take it just yet. Okay, so pawn forward, rook up. Do I have a nice move there? This knight can come forward and defend the pawn. But I can't get to the square in front of the pawn. That's a little bit tricky. Okay, bringing the knight over. Maybe this will help in some way. Okay, he's trying to round up that pawn. He's going to double on the e-file here. Pawn takes, knight takes here. Let's get a rook out into the game. Get my other rook into the game. Oh, that was bad. I just gave up an exchange for nothing. Okay, he's blockaded the pawn and he's given up a pawn. So I have a pawn for the exchange, and it's a nice advanced pawn. I don't know if it's worth anything, but it is something. Okay, let's defend the rook so I can move this knight. This knight was pinned there. He's noticed a weakness in my camp here. Okay, let's see. How can I defend that guy? This is tricky. Yeah, I need to move the rook away to unpin the knight, and the knight is hanging at the moment. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to defend the knight. He can win a piece here with f5, or maybe that move too wins a piece. Who knows? Let's see. Can I just do something about that though? Doesn't actually win a piece. It just wins a pawn. So f5 would have been better, but oh, this does win a piece because he gets the knight over here. And I have the fork here. Okay, threat and counter threat. He has a check against my king, maybe. I take the queen with check, so he's got to move the queen, I think. Let's see. Oh, we're down. Look at the time, too. Ridiculous.
Check.
So I'm winning after all of that. Okay, I just have to move quickly and not lose on time. Okay, what should I do? How do I get into this game? Thinking, okay.
Check. check.
It's tough
Black
when you just
forfeits all time.
Okay, well, I won that one on time, but anyway, that took nerves of steel to win that one. Okay, here we are
Incoming
at the
challenge.
start of
Game started.
round 4. Okay, and he plays d4. Let's go for, maybe I'll play a Grinfeld here. And I got one. Okay, and he plays the main line. Knows the main line. Okay, let's see how he plays this. Goes with the early. Actually, that's the way I play it, with the bishop c4. It's funny, you can put this pawn up here and he can just take it, but they rarely do. The thing is, I guess, well, if this pawn is defended, you know, if this pawn is not defended, you take on c3 with check. They take here, though. They have these funny doubled pawns, so you just keep piling up the pressure on the d pawn here. And let's see, what do you do now? Yeah, let's try a little expansion on the queen side. This is a bit risky. Let's see, if I play b4 here, can he play bishop to yeah, it looks annoying. Okay, knight here I think is a move. Harass the bishop. Okay, the bishop goes back. And now let's exchange. And expand on the queen side. Let's go here, put a rook on the c file, put the knight to c5. Oh, he's going for the attack. Going for the h-pawn attack. Which is, of course, an interesting way to play, a double-edged position there. Let's see, I don't have a whole lot of pressure. I can grab this pawn here, I guess, actually. Bishop takes. He's going to trade off that bishop. Okay, I will let him trade. Yeah, I couldn't. He had the knight defending it too. Anyway, I was miscounting. So I have knight to c4 here, I think. Bishop takes, rook takes, pawn takes. That's not so great, is it? So if I could get some pressure on this e-pawn, it might be interesting to do an exchange on c4, and then maybe I could grab the e-pawn at the end. Or maybe if I get pressure on the d-pawn, maybe rook over here. Ah, so he goes that way. Let's get my rooks lined up here. I want to get in the move. Oh, I lost a piece. Ah, that's stupid. Oh, well. Yeah, he just moves his pieces back. Ah, this is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's take another piece. If I'm down one piece, I might as well be down two. That's the trouble with these fast time controls. You start to overlook little things like that. Okay, that's was that some kind of weird tactic there? Oh yeah, it was. It's gave up his bishop for the knight, so he's just a rook up. And gave up a pawn. Yeah, he gave up material in that transaction, but you know, I have these passed pawns look interesting. Let's see. Can I defend both of them? Can I defend that one and that one? No. I'll have to do this. I don't particularly want to give up that pawn. So, but let's get this one going. Maybe I can do something here. 2 pawns for a rook would be good enough compensation if they were on the 6th rank, which unfortunately they're not. Let's see. Okay, so he's going to go with his rook to there. Let's see if I can do something funny here.
Check.
Okay, keep moving that pawn forward. He can go for a draw here. He's going for the mate. So my one step short of surviving this, let's see, the mating square is here, or the checking square is here. And I can't actually guard that. That's interesting. Let's see. There's no check against his king. Check here, king goes to the back rank, and the queen takes with check. Wow, let's see. There's really no way to stop that. Amazing.
Check.
Okay, I will resign here.
Black resigns.
Better luck in the next round.
Game started.
Here we go. Start of round 5. Let's go with c4. J-Bob comes out with knight of 3, a very flexible response. Knight of 6 rather. So we got a symmetric setup. Well, maybe I'll just go for the old Botvinnik system here. He's happy with that. And castle. It's good for Blitz too, I guess, because you can play these moves quickly. Okay, he's going to try and get an he was going to try to get an f5, so I was going to get an f4 ahead of that. Let's take with the pawn. And can I play... let's just bring the knight over here. And let's see what's going on. This pawn is kind of... okay, that one's well defended. That one's okay. That one's well enough defended. I thought he was going to take my knight. Maybe he's waiting for me to make a mistake like b4. Okay, let's the queen over here and defend that. Defend the knight, defend the pawn, and play b4 and chase this guy away. He's coming over here to attack this pawn. It's defended at the moment. Let's chase this knight and see where it goes. Probably back to e3, I guess. Oh no, yeah, he should have gone to e6 and attacked my f pawn, which is weak. It's only got. In fact, yeah, he's not noticing. I'm not playing well either, but he's not noticing. Yeah, okay, so he's going to come in here and take off my bishop, and I've been leaving this pawn hanging for the last couple of moves. He's got a rook and a queen on it. So let's push forward with that pawn rather than giving it up needlessly. See if he wants to take this bishop. Maybe he will take the bishop. Oh, he wants to come in there and fork the queen. Well, that's not nice. That's not nice. Can I do something clever here? This is not necessarily bad for me, though. This is... maybe I can even push this pawn forward. No, I can't. I can trade off the dark squared bishop and bring my knight over. Okay, I can deliver this check too.
Check.
Puts a little pressure on the rook and on the c-pawn, and I want to move the knight somewhere to defend the bishop and trade off his bishop. Yeah, this knight actually moves with check. Say, queen takes rook, bishop takes queen, then the knight moves with a check. But well, as long as this queen isn't somewhere where I can recapture it, it's not going to work out. Yeah. So let's just trade off that dark squared bishop. Okay, he wants to trade queens. He's forcing a trade of queens, actually. Let's take off the bishop.
Check.
See, if I take, he'll take back with the a-pawn, and that'll open up his rook. So let's not do that. Can I push here? Doesn't seem likely. See, if I push this pawn forward, then I could push. And if he takes, well, I can take. This opens up a diagonal for my bishop.
Check.
He can take there.
Check.
And let's see, can I keep moving this pawn forward here? So I can grab the pawn here anyway. Well, I could give that bishop a permanent home there. Let's see, but can I prevent him from winning this pawn over here? Probably not. Okay.
Check.
I need to get my king into the game. Yeah, that's the trouble with the bishop in a square like that. It can't move, and then he can round it up. Okay, so it's a rook versus a knight, but he has these extra pawns here, which is kind of annoying.
Check.
Oh, he's just going to win the endgame.
Check.
Which is probably true, right?
Check.
Well, we'll see how he plays it. And he's pausing to
Check.
slow down and think at this point, which is a good idea. Okay, so now my only legal move is over here. And, well, let's see. Is there a way to go somewhere where I get stalemated? Probably not. Probably not. There was always two
Check.
squares.
Checkmate.
Okay, he got me. Okay, match SF8.
Game started.
Okay, he's got the white pieces. E4. Let's go with the Sicilian. Okay, that's an unusual line. And see, I'll just play it like a Taimanov, I guess. Get my knight out here and play play pawn to B4 to kick his bishop. It's a very closed position. Maybe I will fianchetto my bishop. Sometimes in these closed Sicilians, the bishop is good on this diagonal. He's looking at some squares here. He can park that bishop. Oh, he just wants to put the pawn there. I'm not so worried about that, I guess. Although maybe I should be. There is a big hole in my position here. I have to make sure I figure out how to fill that at some point. Like if I were to play d5 here, he could take on passant, and I would have a hard time recapturing. But at the moment, he doesn't have a way of putting a piece on that square, does he? Oh, he can play knight. Yeah, there he goes. Knight to that square. Okay, so I'm going to castle so he doesn't land here with a check. And then I will figure out I'll figure out how to untangle here. Probably knight to f4 if he goes knight to knight f5 if he goes knight to d6. Just take the knight off. And after I get rid of the knight, if I end up with a pawn there, I can at least develop the bishop on the right diagonal. It shouldn't be too... I mean, it looks funny, but I think it's an okay position, actually.
Check.
Aha, so he went to that square. That's different. I don't think I want to give up my light squared bishop just yet, so let's go here. And, he could have just come out here with the queen. No, he couldn't come out there with the queen. Okay, that's controlling the h6 square, and I'm also threatening to take the e-pawn. Knight takes bishop takes here, right? So I get the knight back. But I have to deal with this guy first, huh? Let's see, my knight might get trapped there, huh? With the pawn to c3, and the knight has no squares to go. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, I guess I should have gone directly to... should have gone directly here. I need to get rid of that knight. And no more shilly-shallying, no more dilly-dallying. Okay, what's the time situation? 2 minutes to a minute and a half. Yeah, he's in danger of getting into a position where he opens up the h-file and just mates me on h7 here. So I really have to deal with this immediately. Now, queen or bishop? I guess I take with the bishop, because if he pushes on, then it would trap my bishop. Okay, but now I can defend h7 with the rook here. Okay, I can trade off that bishop.
Check.
And, okay, castled queen side. So we're in good shape, I think, finally. Just have to make sure I don't get... okay, let's put a bishop on the long diagonal. Take a look at his rook. And, well, I can chase that rook away immediately with knight here. And I can grab this pawn, which is dangerous, and trade queens at the same time. So I think I kind of... oh, it doesn't force a trade of queens. Okay. Where is a good square for my queen? Here. Okay, he's going to go somewhere to attack my queen. Why don't I try to attack the pawn? Pawn here. Knight there, queen here. Knight g3 attacking my queen. I have queen f4. Okay, so he just brings the rooks over. So what does this do then? Let's take here. Takes back with the knight. So I should get my knight into the game somehow and also threaten. I can threaten his knight at the same time. He may be threatening to take there. So knight here defends defends g. Okay, so let's take his knight. Once again, threatening to trade queens. If I move that knight away, I'm in trouble, I think. On the g-pawn. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I guess king here defends everything, and I'm a pawn up, I guess. 2 pawns up. Okay, so let's trade off a pair of rooks. So look at this long diagonal bishop. Keeps control and prevents him from organizing his forces too well. And now I can just start marching these pawns. Okay, 40 seconds to 30 should be enough to win. I'm just going to march those pawns.
Check.
Sorry. Gotta move the right pawn here. 30 to 20.
Check.
Okay. Oh, that's good. He gets the rook. But I get a pawn here. The queens. So I get my piece back, and I'll still have an outside pass pawn. So this is still winning. It is still winning. Although I did not see that at all, I have to admit. There's this maneuver with the bishop to, let's see, how's this go? Right there. He can no longer stop my pawn from becoming a queen. Okay, 20 seconds to 3, 2,
White
1.
resigns.
Okay, gotta win. One more round to go.
Incoming
Okay.
game challenge started.
Let's go back to e4. Anakin. Oh, we got an Anakin. Anakin playing the Anakin defense. Okay, just play this typical kind of setup. Get my pieces out. Put a pawn on b3 to shore up the this pawn. Bring my knight out to defend the d pawn. This should be okay. He set up a fianchetto here, so maybe I'll set up a counter fianchetto. Get my bishop out and castle. I have to be a little bit careful, but this is currently defended. And at some point, maybe I can even play d. Maybe now, maybe d5 is a move. Where's that knight go? The knight can plunge in here. I can take this knight. Let's do it. Let's just take the space. Ask questions later. And now he can come into these light squares, but they aren't really all that available. Okay, so let's see. If I move the knight here, takes the knight, I take the bishop. Let's defend the bishop. Get off of the A file. If he plays knight to c4, maybe I play well, b4. He provoked b4 anyway, but I was thinking he'd play knight c4, and then I play b4. And then this knight can go somewhere. Anywhere. Let's get the bishop out of the way. I think the knight wants to go to e2 or maybe here. From e2 it can go to okay, took the pawn. I can pin that knight, but he can attack my queen. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so none of that happened, and let's see if I can round up this pawn here. Let's start by blockading. The famous recipe of Nimzovich, blockade. Now restrain, blockade, destroy. Okay, he's kind of opened his king up a little bit. Let's
check.
If I go there, the bishop can harass me from c3. Let's drop back here then. I want to kind of double up on the d file here. There's maybe an idea of a knight sacrifice, but only it doesn't work unless this bishop is under attack, I think, and it's defended at the moment. Okay, so he defends there. Let's pile up. Okay, he's going for the knight there. That's interesting. Let's defend that knight. In this position, I think the only thing I have going for me is a slightly safer king position, so I didn't want to damage that. Okay, but now I can get back to this line here. I'm threatening various things. So where does his knight go? If I push the pawn forward, the knight could come into here. Or I could play my knight to here, hitting his queen. I need to round up some of these loose pawns in the center. Okay, so he's going there, taking a look at the f-pawn, hitting my knight. Okay, so let's defend that. And his c-pawn now is hanging. But not after that. Knight takes, queen takes. Oh, I get the c-pawn anyway. Okay, 1 minute to 1:40. So I'm behind in time, but I've managed to get back in the game here. Okay, so he's pinning the rook, huh? Let's push that pawn forward. Maybe move my king to h1 even. Now I thought, oh, there was going to be a check here. I guess I miscalculated this one. Oh, yeah, I grabbed the pawn. It's not a check. I grabbed the pawn. He has a check. And my king can escape,
check.
I guess.
Check.
grab the pawn and defend my queen. So I came out of that a pawn up. And I'm also threatening this move here.
Black resigns.
All right, nice finish to that tournament. That was round 7. So we'll hang around here and see how the tournament finishes. Let's see. Here's the chat window. Okay, here's the results of the tournament. I got 14th place. I got 4 points out of 7 rounds, and I have three tomato. Oh, my 3rd tomato tournament. Okay, let's see if they print out the standings here. Here it is in this window. So at 4 points, I'm in this group. Yeah, it's better. This is a smaller group than before, but a little bit above average. So a decent tournament performance. Okay. Well, see you guys later. Bye.